We're live on the YouTube page of Hegday Every Day. And of course, you guys have seen me on Instagram. I've done my introductions multiple times on this YouTube channel just to drive traffic from there to here. How's everyone feeling on this beautiful Wednesday evening? No World Cup action. It's day 27. We've finally got a break from all the chatter, which I'll get into. So much of controversy is brewed in between what's been a sensational time for Argentine fans. And kudos to them. We'll come to Messi and his magic. We'll come to Djokovic and his magic. And we'll also talk about the main topic, which is Suryavanshi and Team India and Shreyas Iyer and how they've not managed to, of course, get a single win. And I don't know why. The food is not sat well with me and I'm feeling a little icky. So let me just get that out of the way. Hi, Sir saying Slash King. Sanjay, hi to you. Hi, Hegde saying Advik Marjan. Good to see a lot of boys in the chat. Anirudh Krishna, 5594 as well. There and thereabouts. And XDI3 underscore FR saying WSG. Yup. I did come to KIOC today, and there's some fantastic content I've got from the boys out there. I love interacting with kids. I found some sensational talent. I'll put that out tomorrow. I did manage to play pickleball as well and find some divas content along the way. And not to forget, go check out my latest reel because all the hullabaloo in the chat between Ronaldo fans and Messi fans, I'll have that say as well right here, right now, because literally thinking about it in the cold light of day made me think, sure, I'm a Ronaldo fanboy, and there's tons of my friends who are Messi fans, and I don't like certain Messi fans, and I like certain Messi fans, and I like Messi. Let's make no mistake about that. Just because I pick Ronaldo over Messi doesn't mean my opinion is skewed. And there's a reason why he's been transcending football, not just Messi, but Ronaldo himself in terms of on the pitch and off the pitch. So let's go in terms of all the chat in sport, which is happening on the 8th of July, 2026. Right. Please tell a friend, subscribe and like before I get started. I will start with Team India because what we saw in the first two T20 internationals has been kind of piss poor, to be fair. And I understand there's a lot of chops and changes. It's a fresh look from the world champions that we were 4 or 5 months ago. No Surya, no Hardik, no Bumrah. That's the backbone of this team. And Sanju Samson also ousted, and they have a look of full left-handers, which is incredible. You look at Suryavanshi, and I still think he's going to be carrying this Indian team after all the big boys kind of go home, because what he's shown, even though he's had, two small efforts, there is, of course, lots to like about the guy. And we know that we will give him 155,000 chances to just go and deliver for Team India. Tilak over Rajat Patidar, it's high time. I said this before the series. You use the IPL to pick players to play for the T20 international team. That's what Gambhir said when he got the job as well. He said he's going to use the Vijay Hazare to get 50-over players, and he's going to get, of course, the test players from the Ranji circuit. So if you have banking players in form, gun players in form, and I'm not just saying this from an RCB lens. RCB, let's face it, have been the best team in the last 1 year, 2 years, in the decade. And they've got some fantastic players. Sure, they're in the twilight of their careers. Your Bhuvaneshwar Kumars, your Krunal Pandyas, but you definitely want to chuck them in. And we're not even speaking about the captain, Rajat Patidar, because I think now it's going to be a merry-go-round in terms of Indian captains in T20 internationals. Now, we've seen this in the past. Everyone's kind of got their due. Shreyas Iyer had to get his due because, let's face it, what he did in his captaincy career in the IPL and what he's been doing, I should say, has been phenomenal. He's got the best win ratio compared to Dhoni or Kohli. So there's a lot of food for thought which was given by the team at that point in time. So it just makes you think how everything can unravel from here. Obviously, there's so many subplots as well because Arshdeep, even though he's been our leading wicket taker, he's been bleeding runs. He's been on and off, blowing hot, blowing cold. They're trying to mold Harshit Rana into the next Hardik Pandya, which I certainly don't get. And then, like I mentioned, too many left-handers spoiling the draw. Maybe just have a chop and change. But what I'd like to address first up is some of the bowling changes have been kind of not there to see in terms of a good sign from Shreyas Iyer. We saw how he kind of shepherded his troops really well, not just with KKR, but with Punjab more recently. And I think it's maybe early days, and I want India to finish the series strongly. Maybe on the behest of a brilliant Vaibhav Suryavanshi knock, who knows, or Shreyas to take the matter into his own hands. I really was losing my cool in that second T20 international. Sorry, the third one. The first one was washed out. The second one, England won. And the third one, where we just capitulated and getting the biggest ever defeat. As an Indian fan, as an Indian cricket fan, it hurts me when we lose this badly. And it was just shambles. 76 all out. And shot selection from the top five. We're chasing not 250. We're chasing literally a modest 201. I say a modest 201 because that's what it was. My friend has decided to just call me during my live show, literally. I mean, say hi to Tanya. Hello there. Lots of people good to see you. I'll see you and I'll call you in a bit. Cheers, bye. Right, so it is all going off in the Hegde household, and I feel sometimes when you look at how it's unfolded from an Indian cricket fan point of view, and then we'll come to the FIFA World Cup in a bit. But just to finish off that chat, I think shot selection should definitely be paid more heed to. Because sure, you want to play the slam bang cricket, kamikaze cricket, just go ape shit from ball one. You can do that, but with some brains. We've seen it how in the test scheme of things, baseball with brains is so much more better than just baseball, right? So sometimes they'll go back to the dressing room, all of them, and they will not have another shit show. I can rest assured that. Shreyas Iyer, I still trust him as an Indian captain, even though Surya Kumar did nothing wrong, essentially. It was his IPL form, which really brought the curtains down on him as an Indian T20 captain. Whether he comes back into the 11, let alone as a captain, time will tell. But I expect more from Shreyas, and I think he'll come good as a batter and as a captain in the remaining two games. And I don't expect India to make more changes because Gambhir is kind of stubborn that way and he wants to play horses for courses. There's an ODI series, which of course follows, and there will be few players who might have a spillage from the T20 squad, right? What else do you guys like and dislike from India in UK so far? Because I say UK because they lost 2 games in Ireland, lost 2 games in England, and now they have 2 more games to play. It's nothing really in terms of the series. It's a bilateral series. It's meaningless, to be fair, because the next World Cup is, 2 years away. So there's still a lot of time to get things done. That's why I would have loved to see RCB players just thrown into the mix, right? Because sometimes there's so much of T20 cricket and players still want to play for their country. So Krunal Pandya, he's been phenomenal. Give him a go. Give him a go instead of a Shivam Dube right now. And again, this is no RCB CSK sort of allegiance. I'm just trying to call a spade a spade. For that matter, if you don't want Captain Patidar, don't captain him. Captain Shreyas. But throw in Patidar because you have so many lefties. And I then get the question, who will you drop? Now, you've dropped Sanju Samson to accommodate Suryavanshi. I understand that. And Abhishek Sharma is undroppable because he's phenomenal. And Ishan Kishan, what he did for us in the World Cup. And so is Shreyas Iyer and Tilak Verma. But sometimes these stores, you can afford to do it. I know Tilak's kind of cemented his spot. Sometimes that's questionable as well because he's not got that many man of the matches in the IPL, if I actually think about it. And he's got some sensational locks under his belt against Pakistan, which always kind of puts you ahead of the rest of the chasing pack. So when I think about it, as an Indian cricket fan, not just as an RCB fan, I want to see a little bit more team dynamics in terms of combinations and giving a good go to people in terms of... Sorry, it's all going off right now. I apologize. It's gym group. They've not seen me in a week. But essentially, just that. And let's see what the next 2 T20 internationals have. I mean, Suryavanshi is definitely someone that we're all going to watch no matter what the format is. And Shreyas Iyer's captaincy will be under the scanner. I'm hoping the bowling comes good. Bishnoi, of course, went for a lot of runs in that game. Prince Yadav came back and took his spot the next game. So there has been a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction, but I don't think there'll be wholesale changes in the last 2. Volt is saying Gambhir just glazing Samson. And the top order literally says, give us a flat pitch or I get out. And it was therefore about par for the pitch. And look, I mean, England did well themselves to get 200. Sam Curran, I think, valuable 40 in the end, and they huffed and puffed and got over the line. But I expected India to chase that, to be fair. Dry conditions, Nottingham, flat pitch, sun's just going down. It's that twilight in the evening, and it's perfect for a batter. But who am I? I'm just an armchair critic. But hoping my boys come good with regards to Team India. Is there more cricket chat? You let me know in the comments. If there is something I missed out, I'll take it at the end of the show. But I know what I did this morning was maybe a mistake, because I wanted to add a few more elements in the thumbnail and not just make it cricket centric. But here I am meandering to football next, because where do we start with Argentina and Egypt? What a game, by the way. What a game. Every game in the World Cup, which has been 3-2, has been phenomenal. Argentina, Cape Verde 3-2, Argentina, Egypt 3-2, Mexico, England 3-2, Belgium, Senegal 3-2. 3-2s for the win. 3-2s for the win. And I feel it's just going to come down to England, Argentina, semi-final 2, France, Spain. And if Norway have a story, everyone in the world would love it. Not because we care about Haaland or Odegaard or the goalkeeper or the manager or the salmon which comes out of that country or the Scandinavian vibes, but purely because of that small country punching above their weight with their fans rowing their way through. It's just been a vibe. So Norway is my dreamy pick, but England, like I said, after Portugal exited, is my team to see. But it could be President Mbappe. It could be Messi magic again. And Messi magic makes me think of what I was having a debate with my Messi friend when I was playing pickleball with him. And hear me out, guys. Messi is a better footballer than Cristiano Ronaldo, right? In terms of just being purely gifted to play the sport. But having said that, Ronaldo is more relatable as a human being. He's worked his ass off more than any other athlete has in terms of post-match recovery, pre-match routines, discipline, no smoking, no drinking, sleeping at 11 o'clock, no social media, even though he's got 675 million followers. It makes you think that this guy's done something right. And I don't like the abuse and the disrespect that he gets. Sure, he's in the twilight of his career. Sure, he's literally at a point of time where he can't be as mobile that he once was. And you can't compare Messi, who's finishing off games for Argentina, with the behest of his team as well. Let's be fair, Portugal and Argentina, in terms of without their maestros, chalk and cheese. On paper, equal. Maybe Portugal have better players on paper, but Argentine vibes and fight and grit and determination has been impeccable. I surely hate watch Argentina games because I'm a Portugal fan, but I don't hate watch, if you know what I mean. I like a good game, and we've seen great games every time Argentina plays, apart from the group stage. And I know people would say that there is, of course, a theme brewing here. How the hell are they getting silly fouls not go their way and silly fouls get given their way? And it baffles people. And I don't want to wear the Cristiano Ronaldo fanboy lens and hat and sit here and think about it and be like, oh yeah. Because if as soon as I say that FIFA needs to look into this, Messi fans will attack me. But Messi fans, some of them are smart enough to know that this is actually a bigger soup brewing here. I mean, it's not something that we can just think about and let it go. It's happened time and again. And as a Messi fan, the thing I don't like about Ronaldo is his ego. He's always using it, saying Sanjay. Now, again, ego is perceived very differently from person to person. Someone has ego at work, good for him. He wants the best to come from that particular position because he's professional about it. If you have ego just for the sake of having ego, get out of here. And Ronaldo's demeanor from day one has been selfish, has been ego, has been, I want to be the best in the world, because he's not been given the natural ability like a Messi. Messi has literally been God sensing, go and just weave magic, produce magic, where Ronaldo produces method. And that's the real difference, I think. As much as I've seen football, watched football, and you want to compare peaks, we'll compare peaks. But again, it's a stupid debate. We can have all eternity till the cows come home. I feel, honestly, and I don't want to sit on the fence by saying this, and I know it's a cliche, and tens of people have said this, thousands in fact, where, oh, we're just privileged to be in that era. It is true. As cliche it is, it's true. We're privileged to be what we're seeing. Sure, Ronaldo hasn't turned up this World Cup like his fans would have expected, but he's 41, 3 years older than Messi. And I understand there could be a potential opportunity for him to come off the bench and all of that. But I still think the way he did what he did for Portugal in the qualifiers, striking and scoring all those goals. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So anyway, my point is not a riff with Messi fans, not at all. Just because Messi has won more World Cups, could win his second back-to-back World Cup, it doesn't mean Ronaldo's a shit player. It doesn't mean Ronaldo's a shit human being or just have to diss him for no reason. I feel, if you actually ask me, Ronaldo and Messi have incredible respect for each other. And I think they've just given each other fuel to just go on this incredible sort of 15, 17, 18 years. And sure, I mean, at the end of the day, what are we measuring greatness with? Only trophies? Or are we having a measuring tape on the impact of the world? And I think it has to be both. And I'm not saying Messi doesn't have the latter. Of course he has the latter. I'm not saying Ronaldo is a bad person or a human. And people have preconceived notions and misconceptions about Ronaldo's ego. And I think it's just really sad because you don't even know me that well. I might come off as egoistic. In fact, a lot of people look at me and they think about me being just a cocky, brash boy. But to be fair, I'm not. And I know the dog is praising himself here. But you know what I mean? Sometimes in all of this hate, we forget how really good these sports people are and how much dedication they've shown over the years to be at where they've got. And no wonder people would show hate to Ronaldo. And sometimes people show hate to Messi. And I think it's sad. And now the whole FIFA controversy brewing. Now, let me get to that next. Because what this World Cup has been, it's fantastic. But the news such as Balogun's red card being rescinded by Donald Trump, getting FIFA on a call, the news of now the Egypt-Argentina games being maybe rigged and fixed because the players and the manager of Egypt were 100% convinced that there was a lot of things which were going against them, not just 7 or 8 fouls, but more to it. And I'm just generally thinking. Being an Argentine fan, saying Setu Sharma, welcome to the show, by the way. I generally say Ronaldo deserves more respect from his teammates. I mean, I know you guys have that telling image in your mind where he's just obviously wincing, crying, and not a single Portugal player comes to him. I think they also understood that at that point of time, it's just sad sorrow for the country. Obviously, it's heightened with Ronaldo missing out. So they were all just rightfully, I think, in their own fucking, pardon the French, because I'm a Portugal fan and I just generally didn't like how they performed this World Cup because they were so below potential. And I'm a huge fan of not just the team, but certain players in the team. And a United fan seeing Bruno have 21 assists, how are you not getting the best out of that? I was telling my friend jokingly, I was like, if Michael Carrick was a Portuguese manager, he would have 100% at least got to the quarterfinals. I know Portugal doesn't have an incredible pedigree of the World Cup. 1968 still remains their best with Eusebio. So it's baffling. But anyway, coming to Argentina and Egypt, what a game. Brilliant. Even the header from Enzo, wow. I mean, he's just a little diminutive midfielder who plays for Chelsea, but when he puts on that Argentine shirt, in fact, anyone who puts on that Argentine shirt is just possessed. And I love it because that's been their game plan and modus operandi for years. I said it in yesterday's show, and I'll say it again. Even when you look at Maradona and how they won the World Cup, you look at the 10 other buggers around Maradona, and they were all fighters, all dirty dogs. And sometimes you've got to be dirty C's to win football. And I'm a United fan, so I understand even sometimes with the referees kind of siding us, we've got a lot of that thrown at us at the past. Just soak it in, Argentine fans, because honestly, you guys have been phenomenal in the last 5 years or 6, 7 years of international football because 2 Copa Americas, now potentially 2 World Cups loading. So good on you. XD, can I call you XD instead of just saying out your name? Apologies. Thoughts on United's transfers? I mean, it's kind of sad. We'll come to that. I want to dedicate a whole show for that. Read my messages. Sorry, Shiv, I'll take some messages right now. I think I've just been going on and on. Let's go at the top of the show. Apologies that you guys have commented and I've not read it as yet because I've just got on my rant. France and Morocco, surprisingly, all 5 referees from Argentina. Anand, I saw that. To be honest, Roberto Martinez drew in this golden team of Portugal and Belgium. Do not forget, and Belgium. It's just really sad. He got more of the Wigan team when he was a manager of them than for Portugal. Just imagine Ronaldo was also God gifted. See, Ronaldo, again, the mentality of Ronaldo has been supreme. And I say that because imagine the whole world giving you shit sometimes, and you have to just take it. And Ronaldo has taken the amount of abuse across leagues when he was playing for United, when he was playing for Lisbon, when he moved to Madrid, when he moved to Juve, when he's now moved to Saudi, Messi fans in his ear. So he's always dealt with it. And I think the way he's dealt with it has been pure class. What are you supposed to do? You can't let your guard down. Are you supposed to just cry and be like, stop saying that, boys? No. You're arguably the best footballer on the planet. You got to behave like one. And if all of us were what Messi and Ronaldo is today, we'd behave like that because there's so many eyeballs on us. It's insane. Ronaldo is followed by 0.7 billion people on the planet. Put that into perspective, what he's done in terms of transcending football. Similar with Messi, over 500 million. And I know people would obviously keep debating the on-pitch attributes. And I just said it at the top of the show. I think Messi's a better footballer, but there's so much more to just being a footballer on the pitch than what you have to do off it. And that's where Ronaldo comes into it. And that's why I think Ronaldo is a human being and Messi is an alien. It's similar to Virat and AB de Villiers. There's certain shots that Virat can play that AB can't. Maybe AB can, but not as beautifully as Virat. But I don't know why I'm getting into that tangent. But basically, you guys understand what I'm saying. And no hate, guys. I mean, I know this banter. Banter, I'm all for it. But sometimes I'm opening up my feed on Instagram the last couple of days and I'm just like, Messi fan is taking a dig at the comments here. Ronaldo fan reverts. And I think sometimes just be the bigger individual. Today, I had no idea that I would spot a Messi fan in a phone shop. I ended up buying him a jersey because I knew I wanted to kind of send a powerful message through my social media in terms of why the hate. We both respect each other's players. We don't respect each other's fan bases because of certain turds who are online, who are keyboard warriors, saying all their shit, coming up with memes, coming up with this, coming up with that, and they'll obviously do it to defend their players. It's just how social media is today. We've seen it with Virat and MSD, with RCB and CSK, how both of these are Indian players, but it's like they've turned against each other because of their fan wars, and it's like it is what it is. Rohit Sharma and Virat fans don't like each other as well. I mean, when I was working at, I think, cricket.com itself, we got news, sad news. There was a unfortunate death of a young fan who was having a fight with his Virat fan and a Rohit fan. It just like a scuffle, and one of them lost their life. So it can be ridiculous at times. And sports fandom is, you can't rationalize it. We saw it, of course, when Argentina won the World Cup. What happened in Buenos Aires, when PSG won the Champions League, what happened in France, when RCB won the IPL, what happened in Bangalore. It goes chaotic because emotions ride high. And it starts with, of course, love for players, love for teams. And I'm all for it. But sometimes just be the bigger person in the comments and don't add to it. I mean, I understand why people would always give their lives for their players. And that's how it should be. But let's tone it down. I don't think the disrespect is warranted for both parties, whether Messi bows out to Switzerland or how Ronaldo has been facing it right now. It's unprecedented in terms of yesteryears because obviously no social media, but it's unwarranted, more importantly. That's what I was going to say. It was really heartbreaking to see Portugal go out like that, and my girl is from there. So just imagine, I have so much to tell you, mate. Need your point of view on what I say. Want to start by saying big fan. No worries, go on. We will be there for a bit longer today because I said this on my Instagram story, the fact that I did design a cricket thumbnail. It's pandering more into the football chat. We'll end with some cricket questions and, of course, just an appreciation club for Novak Djokovic. Incredible at the age of what he is, which is 39 now, to take part in the longest Wimbledon quarterfinal is crazy. I was watching that with Switzerland, Colombia last night. I got the same jersey even before you went, by the way, saying Setu Sharma. I think I took that one. Did you see the fire in that Portugal team that was always missing in the World Cup? They didn't show their potential for the club and they gave it their all. They all had reasons to win it for him. And 21, yeah, for sure. So many reasons to win it for Ronaldo, not just, of course, for the other subplots, like I mentioned. Honey Rowe, good to see you. The players have respect for each other, but it's sad to see the supporters of respective players are putting down one player just to make the other look better. That's all right, man. And exactly my point. That's exactly my point. I mean, both are incredible. Some would probably say there were certain seasons Ronaldo's better than Messi. And I understand that Messi fans will always say, yeah, but Messi's better than Ronaldo in terms of shots. I'm not debating it. I'm not debating it. I'm just generally saying there are points in their careers where they overtook each other. Just have some sort of, I don't know, what's the right word? I'm trying to look for a word right now. Just have some sort of conviction in that. Don't just be blind. I mean, I know we all are Messi fans or Ronaldo fans with the clubs we start supporting. Sure, there are times we start supporting these players and then we fall in love with the clubs. I was vice versa. I was always United first, then the player. And I always have an inclination to support my United players. And I don't like Messi, obviously, because he denied us 2 Champions League titles, but doesn't mean to say, I would never say a ridiculous statement by saying Messi is shit, Messi sucks, Messi is this, Messi cheats. That is just silly of me. And all of us, please, Ronaldo fans, just take a page out of this, because one thing is just to banter the other fan, but banter them with something solid, something factual, football fact, not just getting personal and be like, oh, this, that. Doesn't make sense, mate, after a point of time. Anyway, Hegde, now I believe you support England and it's coming home. Yeah, I mean, England were my second team. They've always been my second team. Read my messages. Sorry, Shiva. I mean, he's just giving it to me, honestly, now. Sethu Sharma has another one, and I'll get on with Shiva's. Not even that. Also, I meant it was pretty clear in the game how Portugal played, Ronaldo being manned by 3 men and still getting the ball, and Felix and Neto not even being in the clear. I mean, that was always the problem for me, because they had to kind of give Ronaldo better service, even in the dying embers of that game where Portugal bowed out to Spain. Make it different. There are various ways to skin a cat. It's not just the beautiful tiki-taka. It's not just, of course, Klopp rock and roll football. There's different ways to play football, and in situations like they found themselves in the last 10 minutes against Spain, throw on Ramos. I don't know why he didn't come on. I mean, I understood why they kind of brought on Bernardo and why they had to make a change left back. Sure, because wear and tear of the game. But essentially, come on, man. Anyway, Shiva has been waiting for me to take this. And they've never played for the win. They've always wanted to get into penalties. All of this is a disgrace to the country. Don't you think you have so many moments in Argentina games favor them? Always. Yeah, there are 2 parts to that. You're firstly talking about Portugal here and then Argentina, I'm guessing. Just confirm on that, Shiva, and then I'll get into it. Pretty sure the hate will end soon for Messi and Ronaldo. They'll get respect they deserve. It's like Federer and Nadal, the hate. Yeah, but with Messi and Ronaldo, it's heightened even further, because football is the most followed sport in the world. So it won't end. I think it'll only end when Ronaldo and Messi have a dinner together. And it's on the cards, whether it's in 3 or 4 or 5 years. We can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see Virat Djokovic. I can't wait to see Virat Ronaldo in terms of just vibes. They might not even bloody play a game, but it's just an interview that we want to just see 2 great minds talk about each other's little careers and stories and how they are with each other. That's going to be like wild if it happens, by the way. Hot take, Kane and Jude could be the same level as Olise and Mbappe. Look, to be fair, Jude Bellingham, beg your pardon, is very, very good. What he did, and I said it in that live of mine after the Mexico-England game, he looked phenomenal in terms of just ball carrying, duels. He was number 1 in most traits, and that's a sign of a great box-to-box midfielder. Rooney, in fact, compared him to Keane and Gerrard, and I don't really disagree with that, because he seems possessed and he has all the pizzazz and flair. And Jude Bellingham, I'm a fan. And Harry Kane as well. Those 2 have been sensational for England. And I think if England win the World Cup 60 years from 1966, imagine so many players who we followed in that country, whether it's Gary Neville or Rio Ferdinand. None of them have seen England win a World Cup because they were not born. Neville was 70s, similar with third numbers, probably 80s. But my point is, England will be taken over, and England and football is like cricket in India. It's just religion. So I'm all for England to have it. I'm all for Norway to have it. Let's see. I mean, more than happy to see how it pans out. Remember, Switzerland might have a big say if they take on Messi and put him out of the competition. They will take on Messi, but putting him out of the competition is something which is food for thought. To be honest, the referee standard of this World Cup is really diabolical. Being a Messi fan, and the second goal did not have the standard of the foul to cancel a goal. I mean, where do we start, Setu? Essentially, if you really have to nitpick so many proceedings from last night, it can go on and on and on. And I feel if I was an Argentine fan, the only thing which will help me sleep at night is not just Messi's magic, but the never say die attitude. And it's just brilliant. And they always have Romero or Lisandro Martinez in the box in the last 10 minutes. And I think that's a great strength. You're winning games, but you're winning ugly. And that's what champions are made of. And I feel, sure, there will be a lot going into this, and it could open up a whole can of worms. But let's see. Let's see. And I don't really like what's going on in terms of the last 4 or 5 days of watching this World Cup with the refereeing, with, of course, Trump getting involved. I've said that piece as well. So I don't know. It is what it is. Again, Messi fans think that every time you talk about refereeing decisions, it's an attack on Messi, which is not true. It's an attack on Argentina, which is not true. It's maybe just FIFA. It surely has a hand in glove there. Infantino has voiced his opinion, saying he wants Argentina win the World Cup, which is kind of puzzling from a FIFA president to say that. But anyway, who am I again? Bro, you just got like crazy order points by getting in the jersey, mate. How much was it? It's 1,500. But if you buy a lot of them, he'd give you a good rate. And to be honest with you, go check out his shop. Lots of people have been asking me, where is this shop? You guys know Bangalore. You guys know Brigade Road. Brigade Road, you take a right into Tibetan Plaza, Indo-Dubai Plaza, whatever you guys want to know it by, that Jimmy's Road. And then right on the left, pretty much the second last shop is where you'll see that boy. And he has a sensational collection. Shout out to Zed. And I will definitely put up more reels tonight, maybe tomorrow, and for the rest of the week. I've got some mad content. So please spread a word and tell people about not just my Instagram, but my YouTube as well. Lots of you guys watching right now, and I appreciate it indeed. Where do you get the jersey? I just explained it. Just Meher Anand. Good on you. New names, always welcome to the Heg Day Everyday Live. Anand saying, just saw you're gifting the away jersey to Messi fan, guys. This made my day. Of course, only a Ronaldo fan can do that. Just know, guys, it's never Ronaldo versus Messi. I think it's summed up pretty well, to be fair, that comment of yours. It's not like only Ronaldo fans can do it, but Ronaldo fans, there's more than meets the eye. I know you guys are judging it surely on social media, and the piss takes will always forever be there, but come on. Come on, it's football, and we're mature men at this point in time, not to be quarreling like kids. Anyway, it's always Ronaldo and Messi which competes our generation football, guys. Sajay has one for me in Canada, which he's definitely putting to the test. And what's happening in Indian cricket? Don't you think India is a flat track bully, a difficult condition? We fail. It's not the first time we got lucky in the World Cup, to be honest. Next World Cup is in Australia. Points to be noted, Shiva. Points to be noted, because what we need to build there is a battery of 3 solid pacers, barring Bumrah. I'm not including Bumrah in that. You want to add Arshdeep, you can add Arshdeep. You want to mold Prince Yadav, sure. And of course, they're trying to get Harshit Rana as well, who'll be very handy, apart from Hardik Pandya, who will probably bowl pace as well. So the way I look at it, that World Cup, they got to figure out the particular spots they need to figure out in the 11 and then build from there. You look at how it is in football, where you have a starting 11, but you also have a bench of 7 or 8, potentially 11 players, where you have a right back for a right back, a left back for a left back, a center midfielder for a center midfielder. And sure, there are different strikers in the squad compared to cricket, where you have different types of bowlers and varieties. So India need to figure that out. They still have, a couple of more IPLs and way many more bilateral series to get the perfect team to defend their title and make it 3 on the trot. That'll be wild, by the way. It'll be wild. 2024, 2026, and 2028. But anyway, hey, dude, I love your content saying 07 Seamaster. Thank you, mate. I just try to spread smile through sport. That's exactly what I do. And meanwhile, Josie underscore AJ saying, I'd love a Norway and Belgium final. It'll be mad. It'll be mad. Rowing away to glory will be Norway. And Belgium will have a lot to play for because they had their own celebrations after they thumped the US 4-1. So let's see if Belgium go through to the final, that is. But I think Spain are just too good and so solid at the back. We saw that in not just their last game against Portugal, but their last 5 games this World Cup, including the Portugal game. Where can I stumble across you? I also want a free jersey. I mean, it's not like I'm just Santa, guys. I mean, I saw a Messi fan. I wanted to just put a different video out rather than just giving my piece. Even the piece that I said about Ronaldo was Portuguese. So all you guys couldn't decipher it. And if you guys did decipher it, great, good on y'all. And I just wanted to do that. So next time if I see one of y'all at the shop or around, I'll try to give it to you. But if you guys are in my DM saying, this is my address, send it to me, I can't. I'm not a shipping container with bunch of jerseys to give out. As much as I'd love to do that, if I had all the money in the world, I'd probably give a jersey to everyone and free cash with it. 100% for sure. Maybe England will celebrate more than the 2019 ODI Cricket World Cup if they win the Football World Cup. 100%. 100%. I mean, the Cricket World Cup also was very special to them. It was their first ICC trophy and all of that. Oh, beg your pardon. They got the ICC trophy in 2010. 2019 was their first ODI trophy and lifting the 50 over World Cup. But this will be incredible. World Cup football in England, if they win it, wow. I know they've already done it and all of that, but so many. It's about 4 generations who haven't seen them win it, if you know what I mean. Read my 2 messages saying, Vrinda, where are you? Where are you? I mean, I literally had a chat about this with my dad during dinner. He's a huge fan of Croatia, actually. He's very peculiar when it comes to football. I mean, fair play, Croatia have been, 2018 finalists? And I really like the old Croatia as well, where Dado Perso, ask him if he knows who Dado Perso is. But Modric, of course, Perisic, there was Ivica Olic, some great Croatian footballers who've caught my eye in the past. There was another comment which I think you must have sent, Vrinda, but maybe I've not seen it. Also a tip, man, I'm a social media manager for the last 1 or 2 years, and I would just like to suggest to not use AI generated thumbnails. Not very attractive. If you need help, you got me. Thank you for that. Very, very kind of you to do that. I mean, for me, the last thing I care about is making a thumbnail. Now, when I was at cricket.com, I had all the editors and designers in the world. And sometimes I just take the easy route out because I edit my own content on Instagram, but I also shoot my own content. And there's a lot which goes on in my life. So sometimes I use AI, and I'll be honest, I use AI to draft out long emails, which I don't like doing, and thumbnails. But apart from that, I don't use AI at all. I'm never going to have a chat with Gemini or Chat or Claude. I was going to say something else. Or Claude. In terms of saying, give me ideas for reels. That is never something I do because that all comes from here. It stems from my heart, stems from the love for sport. How I see it is the way I call it, whether it's kids at the academy or girls who I'm talking to sport about. That's exactly how it is. But thank you for that. Appreciate any sort of feedback. I'll take it as constructive criticism. Right. Fun fact saying, Josie, if Morocco, Belgium, Norway, and Switzerland make it through to the semis, causing 4 upsets, it'll be the first semis without a past winner. Yeah. That'll be wild. That'll be absolutely wild. But do we want that? Sure, we do. But do we want the 4 biggies to make it? Hell, yes, we do. Because if France win it for Mbappe and, of course, to get revenge from 2022 and do what they did in 2018, it'll be wild. If England did it, I just spoke about. And like I said, the other combinations are pretty sick too. Spain winning it, good on Lamine Yamal. Imagine winning a World Cup so young in your career. So there's always fascinating subplots, like I said, in sport, in football, in the World Cup, in the quarters, albeit in sport generally. So it's about how you look at it. I know it might be overwhelming to care about the thumbnail, but at the end you get new viewers from the thumbnail in itself. So that's an important thing in a way. Just wants you to prosper. I mean, fair play, dude. Like honestly, I feel you want to land a job. I mean, you want to help me make the thumbnails. Honestly, it'll be great. I'll just give you the ideas, and then you can make me thumbnails. How about that? And then I'll give you a jersey every month at the end of the month, something like that. Because obviously, I don't have my own company. What I want to eventually do is do 2 or 3 things which are in the pipeline. One is to carve out a production house for myself with great thinkers of sport, small team but efficient team, and having great efficacy in terms of producing content, trying to figure out, not by reinventing the wheel, but essentially what I'm trying to say is gaining a pulse of the country and the environment in terms of what's trending, what's not, and long shelf life content. So production house is one thing that I definitely have in the pipeline. The other one is I want to start like a small little, not academy, but just like a little space where you can get box cricket, pickle, paddle. Like essentially, I'm trying to look at little options in Bangalore and then call it like something mad. So all you guys can come through content and then this and that. I won't be silly to have pickleball raves and coffee runs. I can't do that. I think that's a farce. Proper sport, proper lads and ladies who love to just turn up every weekend, a weekday. Right. I'm just tangenting on here because it's gone 40 minutes. And my mom, I promised her for a movie, so I'll probably tune into that. Any movie recommendations really quickly? Anything which has caught your eye on Netflix? There was one thriller which I had in mind. I might watch that. But if you guys have any, throw them right now to me in the comments and I'll definitely watch it. Podcast, maybe. Again, a podcast. I wouldn't do a sit-down podcast. I would probably do an Indian equivalent of a Gary Neville overlap where he interviews people, not just the keen Ian Wright and Jill one, but when he's gone to interview Ruud van Nistelrooy in Holland or Lampard in a bar in Chelsea or a boxer in Manchester, things like that, but different Indian sports personalities. Because I 100% can make conversation. Sometimes I'm just baffled how there are so many anchors in the country who don't know sport. And come on, make a noise. I think you guys should start a whole hashtag, get Hegde on TV again. It's crazy. It's a small little play. If you guys really, really like me, it'll be great. But yeah, language, any language, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, in terms of the Netflix proceedings, that is. I can't anchor in any of those languages, even though I love all of them and I can speak tidbits of each of them and understand them. But any thriller, crime thriller, Netflix, any OTT, bro. I have Apple, Z5, you name it, Sony Live. More than happy to get some recos, and then I can say my goodbye in 2 minutes. Before, I also have to talk about Novak Djokovic in a bit, because sure, men's tennis is going on the decline, some would say, in terms of the 90s kids out there, because at the end of the day, so many great names when I was watching tennis, but not that many now. You look at even the current circuit, and there's a lot of Italians flying the flag high, not just Sinner, but Musetti and Caboli and Berrettini. But Novak Djokovic to win this for me, the Wimbledon. Hoping he did what he did in 2022, 2018, 2014. It was a World Cup year. It's a Wimbledon. Connect the dots. And it's crazy how he still has so much energy to give, so much fuel in the tank. That Serbian resistance is phenomenal, man. And I know I've said the word phenomenal, but we're talking about greats of the sport here. Messi, Ronaldo, Djokovic, Virat, and they're all phenoms, and hence I use that word quite a bit. The camera is superb. What change did you do to it? I have no idea. I have no idea. Let's not jinx it. It's not blurred, my friend. Sanjay knows best because he's been there through thick and thin, rain, sun, and snow. He is the first ever subscriber. And I'll never forget that, Sanjay. So fair play to you. Try going to Old Trafford. That's on the horizon. Do not worry about that. The only football stadium I've ever been to in my life is the Allianz Arena in 2006 when I was in Germany. And it was getting renovated at the time before the World Cup. And it was a brilliant, brilliant sort of experience for me. But making a whole plan, maybe in a year or two's time with my good friends, where we're making a bucket list of all the stadiums and matches we want to see live, and then we just go, like maybe a month or two. Touch wood. Let's see if that happens. If the content is about cricket, I'm surely open for your production house. Vrinda, it's going to be about sport, cricket, football, you name it. You know how cricket is anyway mad in this country. Cricket's anyway 365, 24/7 for me. I mean, that's been my life for the last 12 years, not just a cricket.com, but as a sports journalist. But yeah, cricket, more than happy to. We build up to LA 2028, which will be sick, and trying to get more people following different sport, football, tennis, you name it. We'll try to do something mad and have a different spin on it, not like the similar production houses we're seeing in our country, something very different. But again, time will tell what I come up with. The Sheep Detectives is what Josie is saying in terms of a Netflix watch tonight. I'll give that a go. Meanwhile, Josie also saying Sinner versus Novak will be on fire. Oh, sorry. Yeah, will be fire on Friday. Indeed. It'll be wild. I think Sinner will get through maybe in 5 or 4, but I would love for Novak to win. Love it. Because obviously, let's make no mistake, Sinner is in the peak of his powers right now, where Novak is trying to get another amazing feather in his crown. That's what I was looking for. The final set yesterday was insane. It stayed up. It was literally, think about it, Novak and Ali SCME. Keep messing up his name. Sorry for that. I just call him FAA. When their game kicked off, it started before the Argentina-Egypt game, or just about then, and it finished after the Switzerland-Colombia game. So it just tells you tennis sometimes is endurance defining. It is endurance defining. It's mad. What Smoking Kills by Anurag Kashyap saying Setu Sharma. I'll check that one out. Which OTT is that on? Let me know. And you're lying. You were the Contirva the other day. Was I? I was in the Contirva like a long time ago for the BFC game. I don't think I was there for... Yeah, I've not been to the Contirva for the last 2 weeks, mate, for sure. What subject did you hate in school? Math, science, Hindi, none of those. All of those in the bin for sure. But if you guys are good in those, excel at it. Love it. Be bright engineers and doctors and make us all proud. Math was great for me till standard 5. And then after that, I fell off a cliff. Right. Have you watched Predestination? Yeah, of course. It's a movie. Give it a go if you haven't. I have. Crazy question. Leave the poor lad alone. He's got to go watch the movie. I mean, yeah, you guys are literally now just badgering me with questions, but it's okay. That's what the live's all about. That's what a community being built is all about. And Hegde Everyday Live, we're in the measly 180, 190 subscribers zone. So if you guys can tell a friend, and then we can get magically to 200, 300, and then eventually 1,000. I'll never forget you legends in the chat right now. More to, of course, come from me with regards to all the jerseys. I've got some more mad content. I'll probably drop one more right now with regards to kids that I shot at the academy. You'll be puzzled what they said. It's so cute sometimes. It's not just about what they say. It's about the way they think. And that's something to take away from all the talent that they have and the balls and they face and the way they come up with their little bats. All of that is cute and great, and it enhances my videos. But the mentality and the things they say is incredible. It's amazing. I meant for the BFC game, you said you've not been to any other stadium. Just kidding. Oh, like that. Of course. I meant abroad, but you got me off. Well done. Hogole is saying double art. Is that the way you pronounce your name? Like Hogole, like that? Or is it Hogole? Could be anything. Or Hogole. I don't know. Anyway, this is one of the most successful live in terms of viewers. Yeah, it has been. It's been like that. It's picking up day by day. You know what they say. Just stick at it and then it'll come through right now. Tomorrow, a whole showdown of my quarterfinals predictions for the World Cup, essentially. What I want to do is talk about those 4 games in greater depth and react to other sporting news in the world. I hope you guys have had a good time listening to me waffle on for 50 minutes nearly. More to come, like I keep saying. And it's a goodbye from me. Vrinda is saying integration and differentiation hits pro in PUC2. It does, but it wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't my cup of tea. We can finally sleep tonight. Yeah, exactly. No matches as well. Get some sleep, guys. Maybe if you guys are browsing through Instagram in like half an hour, 45 minutes, check out one more reel which I'll put out very, very shortly. Until the next time, it's a goodbye from me, Hegde Every Day. That 1 hour or 50 minutes has gone so fast, I could barely digest my food. See you guys. Love you all.